Good morning, everybody. Back to work. Let's see. Good morning. All right. Okay, I guess it's fine. Yeah, good morning. How's everybody doing? All right, so back to our regular scheduled programming. Okay, anyway, Monday, we are do some warm up and then focus on some meditation, maybe today going back to our standing meditation, Zhanzhuang. But before we do, let's do some basic movement, joint loosening, warm up the body, get things moving. So if you're new, joining us, pretty simple movements. But nice, starting from the head, working our way down to the feet, just loosen up the body. All right, good. All right, so then join me, follow along for warm up, joint loosening exercise. All right, so if you got to go to work today, go ahead and get up, do some movement, wake up the body before you go to work. You'll feel a lot better. And if you're looking for New Year's resolution, something new to start, consider joining up for my class, join my group, where we do live classes every week, Monday through Friday. And we can meet on Zoom, where you can get some corrections and adjustment to your practice. All right, so if you're new, let's say take your left hand, press it down, drop your right shoulder. Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays we've been learning Tai Chi, Chen style Tai Chi. Wednesdays and Fridays we've been learning various Qigong routines. All right, release your arm, bring your head up, take your other arm, press down, drop your left ear, left shoulder. Starting in January, we're going to begin the Baduan Jing. We just finished with the Wuqing Xi, 5 animal frolics. And all the classes are recorded, so when you sign up, you join up, you have access to all those previous classes that we did for over the past 3 months. Let's see. Okay, we just did to the side, so go ahead and bring your arm up. Stretch the side of the body, so go ahead and reach up, reach down, and then drop to the side. All right, come back up. All right, so if that's something that you might be interested in, just check out the link in the top of the screen. Or a link in the bio, I should say. All right. All right, good morning. All right, so moving on, let's do the front and back. So drop your chin down, and as you do, roll your shoulders and your arms around so your thumbs are pointing down. And take a deep breath in. All right, and then roll your shoulders back, arms facing, or palms facing up, looking up, opening the chest. And back. One more time forward, rolling the shoulders in, thumbs pointing down, tuck your chin, stretching the dumai, the back of the neck. And then rotate as you look up. And then back to neutral. Bring your arms down. Okay, bring your hands to your shoulders, and then we're going to start with just making some small circles. Slowly start, wake up the shoulders. Good morning, thanks for the likes. Thanks for the likes, thanks for sharing the live. Of course, everything's much appreciated. And then change directions, going back. All right, so starting off small, just slowly waking up the shoulder. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and make larger circles. So you can bring one arm just across your chest, just to keep it stabilized. And then reaching up, reaching back. Okay, so 8, 9, one more is 10, change directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, change, switch arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch, change directions. Right, so it's very important that we just go through range of motion very gently, very casually, so we don't stress the muscle, but just open the joint. All right, and then we can do once, one arm going forward, one arm going back. So up, down. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So let's see. So now from here, let's go ahead and, excuse me, bring the arms out, forward, palms facing up. So bring your arms in. Elbows flare out, wrists come out, palms are facing behind you. And then as you bring your arms together, rotate so your palms face up, and then bring your arms in. Right, and kind of with a gentle whip-like action, like if you have some water on your hands or something sticky, we can flick it off. All right. So next, continue. There's a lot of movements we can do for our shoulders. Let's see. Next one, you're going to bring your arms out. Drop them down, one arm in front, one arm in back. And then open, and then switch. Open, switch, so open and down. So The arms simply up, stretch out, cross. From here we can also try to integrate more body movement as well. So here as the arms drop down, I'm also going to sink down into my left quad, my left inguinal crease here. And then I'm going to come up, and as my arms cross, also turning and dropping down into this region. So kind of sitting down about 70% of your weight, 60% onto one side. This side is empty or less weight. So up, down. So not only working on opening the shoulder joint, but shifting our mass from one leg into the other, releasing the quads, we sink down. Right, and so notice the knees aren't necessarily, the knees stay bent, but as you drop, we drop down into the quad. It's not that we're bending the knees, we're not moving up and down, but shifting from one quad to the next. All right, then we can do the similar type of movement, but with swinging our arms to the front. So one arm swings out, drops down as the other comes out. So the arm movement isn't the same, but the body should move in a similar fashion. So as the arm comes back down, that we turn and drop into the quad as this arm comes out, and then as this arm comes back, actually using the body to pull the shoulder, elbow, wrist. But in terms of keeping the shoulder loose, yes, we just nice and gentle, swing the shoulder, the arm out. Okay. All right, let's open up the chest. We're going to do two motions. 1, 2, open wide, 3, 4, and then split, and then switch. All right, so we'll do a few reps of that. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, now let's twist at the waist together. Hands up at your chest, twice on each side. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Now from here, we can just swing the arms side to side. Keep your feet and your hips pretty stable as we twist at the waist. Head is stable as well. Arms striking your ribs. So when the arms strike up high, we're actually also striking two important points on our body. Both are related to our spleen and digestion and circulation of qi. And so twisting at the waist as well. Massaging your organs through this part of your abdomen, promoting movement, stimulation. But now we can also move our arms down so that we are striking lower onto our waist, down here, just above the kidneys. You can go a little bit lower, down to the sacrum. You can either use the back of your hand or your thumb side with a hollow fist. So make sure that when you strike or pat your back, that you're not using, like say, like a solid force, but rather an empty type of force, where your hand just lands on your back, but not actually punching. All right, you can do on your glutes. All right, many people have problems with the sciatica. Either too tight in this area or not stimulated enough. All right, sitting too long at the computer or watching TV. This area gets neglected. All right. So we'll go ahead and warm your hands together. All right, nice and warm, and then place on your waist. Just over your kidneys. And here you can do a little scrubbing. And then place your hands here and support your waist, and we're going to just make a few nice simple rotations. All right, so that's 3. Change direction, go the other way. All right, thank you for the likes. Yes, so we're just doing a simple joint loosening warm up. Now we're going to move on to the hips. So shift your hip out to one side, forward, the other side, and back, and then gently just swinging around. Yeah, movements are quite simple, but done on a daily basis can really help to open up your joints, help relieve some pain, discomfort, improve your mobility. So you gotta, like the saying goes, move it or lose it. Yeah, but so it's like, how often do people go through these types of motions? Like you don't do this every day, right? But yet this ball and socket joint here from your femur into your hips, yeah, it very much can move in this manner. So just spending a few minutes a day on each of these different kind of movements can help lubricate your joints, help break up any adhesions that are starting to accumulate from lack of movement. So we can increase our range of motion, keep things feeling good. All right, so yeah, 1 or 2 more with the hip. Lift your leg up, open, and drop it down. Right, so we can do it in a continuous motion. So just lifting your knee up, open to the side, and place it back down. Right, so you can place your hand, give yourself something to open out to. So we could either just keep it low. I mean, there's actually various kicks that we could do. So if you'd like to take it another step further, right, so making a kick from the inside out, swinging your leg up, it's a little bit different. But if we do that, we want to make sure that as the leg comes out, up and out, that the body still remains straight, that we don't lean forward or do anything like this. Right? Or we can keep it low to the ground, is fine. Either one you choose. The idea is to get this hip joint open, right? Moving our legs from the inside out. And then likewise, we can do 1 or 2. We can do more than 2. But from the outside coming in. All right, so start with 1 foot behind, 1 foot in front, and then bring it up and around. Right, and this one as well. Yeah, we could bring the leg up higher. Let's see. All right, so next, go ahead and bring your feet together. We can make some small circles. Careful, if you do already have some knee issues, the circles don't need to be too large. Just nice and small movements in one direction. Thank you, roses. And then change direction. All right, and so from here, stretch. And if you can, see how far you can squat down. If you're not able to squat all the way with your feet flat, we got a little work to do. That's okay. So from here, just do what you can do. Support your knees, and then go as far as you can. And then back up. Don't push it. Little by little. Down a little bit further. Back up. All right, so come up and let's see, one last leg movement here. So lift your heel up, drop your heel down, up, down, as you make a nice loose circle from the inside out with your knee. Okay, switch sides. All right, now interlock your fingers. Let's just take a deep breath in, stretch up onto your toes. And then exhale and drop everything down onto your heels. Keep your mouth slightly open. Right, so let everything drop, hit the ground with a nice thud. Deep breath in. And exhale. And one last time, deep breath in. And exhale. All right, you can just kind of gently shake your body out. All right, check it out. Good, 5:30, perfect. All right, how's everybody doing? Warmed up, ready to go? All right, but today, let's kind of go back to our standing meditation, Zhanzhuang practice. As we need it, as we learn Taiji, as well as the different Qigong practice. Zhanzhuang in itself is its own Qigong practice. It's one of the more basic Qigong practice, and yet also one of the more advanced Qigong practice. Basic, as it provides a good structure and mechanic body posture for the beginner, and then advanced, as you can do a lot more with some internal work, as well as standing for various periods of time, which definitely takes a lot of focus mentally to be able to condition yourself to stand for periods of time. Okay, but either way, hold on, let's make that's okay, whatever. All right, so today we're gonna do our standing practice, and we'll go through step by step. So it's important, of course, that if you are interested and you would like to get access to all the video recordings, that you can go to the link in the top of the screen and go to the link in my bio, and then there you can see the menu of different options. And so they're just classes that we've already completed. They're available if you'd like to purchase for a one-time purchase. And then there's an option for the membership where you have access to everything. There's option for just the videos if you only want to watch the videos on your own and do the lives with us here. And there's an option for if you want access to the Zoom. So on Thursdays and Fridays, we can get to know each other a little bit better, and then we can get into some more personal corrections. Okay, so check it out if you're interested, and happy to have you join. Okay, so standing. So first thing that's important for us is just our structural alignment. So let's go ahead and stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. And we're going to work our way from the feet, work our way up to the head. So just slightly bend your knees. And then moving up to our next joint, it's going to be our qua. This is what we refer to as a qua. So basically it's not only the front, but everywhere, all around. Just the whole joint from front up and back. But the most noticeable for us, of course, that we focus on is here in the front. So this is like your inguinal region, your inguinal crease. So if your qua is not open, if we're not sunken and sitting down, this is what they refer to as called a ding qua, meaning like it's locked. We say it's locked up. And so from here, we want to sit down. So the most easiest explanation, of course, is always like sitting onto a stool, a bar stool, or a chair. I don't have one here, but I do have this big ball. Maybe this will be a good demonstration. But so, just as if it'll stay put, we're sitting down on something. Come here. All right, anyway. Now we don't have to sit this low, but so here I have something, right? So this idea that something is here that I'm about to sit down onto. So if I take it away, I remain in this position. Knees are bent and as if sitting down, but you're not bending forward like this, but sitting straight down. Right? So if you're going to rest on the edge, obviously, like I said, we don't have to sit so low, but still for reference, sitting down like that. Good morning, good morning. All right, let's get this out of the way. Okay, so now that we understand knees slightly bent, quads bent, right? And we don't have to sit down so low, right? The lower I go, they'll make it more obvious for you. But if you notice that when I sit down lower, also my mass doesn't shift forward, that actually dropping down. So if you notice, my knees don't go like this. So therefore, it's important that when we drop, as if we had a pole just running through the top of our head, out between our legs, that we just simply sliding down the pole. Right, so trying to maintain that vertical structure. All right, everybody got it? So, knees slightly bent, sinking down. The next one here in the abdomen, keep the abdomen relaxed. And then just as to focus too as we sit down, so paying attention to our pelvis. So if we were to sit down like I had just demonstrated, the pelvis and the tailbone should be pointing, dropping down. And I did mention that we don't want to sit down so that we fold over and your butt sticks out. So we also want to try to keep the pelvis in a neutral state so that we're not tilting it back and lifting up in the front. Quite often in some types of classes, people will say we're tucking the tailbone under, but tucking the tailbone under will end up with more of a posterior tilt in your pelvis. So we're not trying to tilt the pelvis backwards. And then likewise, we don't want to have a big arch in our back, and so we don't want the pelvis to be tilted forwards. So trying to find this neutral position. But if we're dropping straight down, we should be pretty much in that neutral position, right? But so we can also think of it as that neutral position helps to open the lumbar spine. So in here, just opposite your belly button is a very important point that we call the Mingmen, or the life gate. And here, when the back is arched, then we say it's closed. And so when we relax the pelvis and open the spine and the lumbar spine, then we can open the Mingmen. All right, so then continuing up, knees bent, sitting down, abdomen relaxed. We have Mingmen now, understanding that how it can be open by relaxing the pelvis, stretching the lumbar spine. Then moving up further, chest. We say the chest should be softened and relaxed. So we don't want the shoulders back and chest out. So we want to drop your shoulders nice and natural and relaxed, and soften the sternum. And this sternum and your lumbar spine will work together as yin and yang opposites. So if you do have a big curve in your lower back, chances are that your sternum is also going to be sticking out pretty far. So you're going to have a pretty big, this type of S curve. And so if we're able to relax our lumbar spine, then we should also be able to soften and relax the front, the sternum. Okay? So if you do find that your chest and your shoulders are back and your sternum is out, part of the reason very well could be because you have a big curve in your lower back. And likewise, you could have a big curve in your lower back also because your chest sticks out. So if we focus on both, we can soften the chest and we can allow our lumbar spine to relax as well. Okay, but softening the chest doesn't mean that we should hunch over. So we still want to maintain the vertical posture, but we just don't want our chest to be out. So relaxing and allowing the chest to relax. Okay? So now from there, similar to the lumbar spine, by relaxing the pelvis, we can stretch the lower back. We want to gently tuck the chin in so we can stretch the cervical spine. So by gently bringing your chin backwards, we can lift the crown of the head and stretch the neck. Now once we've stretched the neck, we want to make sure that the head is still loose, that we're not back and stiff. And so we're creating this lifting all the way up to the top of our head here. So now if you notice, one of the actions that we're trying to do is create this opposing pulling forces, one pulling down gently, one lifting up through our spine. So through our structure, we are working towards elongating our spine, opening up all the space between the vertebrae, so therefore creating, giving space for qi, blood, signals through all your nerves to be able to flow more efficiently. Right? With gravity, of course, everything is compacting. So if we have a nice, tall, upright posture, right, we're able to help with our spinal health. Okay, and so then finally, now that we've made it to the top of our head, let's go ahead and bring in our arms. There's various different arm positions that we can do in this type of standing practice. One of the more common ones is sometimes called as the tree hugging pose or the Huanyuan Zhuang. Basically, we're going to raise our arms up and as if we're holding a big ball. So we can start with our hands gently raising up. Up, 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 up. And then, once you're parallel, drop your elbows, and then bring your hands. So your fingertips are not necessarily facing each other like this, but lined with each other as if to complete the circle. So your pinky should be aligned, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, thumb, and also the palms of your hands have a connection. If your elbows start to float up, right, then your shoulders are going to be up. So we don't want shoulders up like this. So one thing just to do to try to correct it is make sure that your elbows are heavy. Elbows heavy, shoulders sinking down. Arms gently extended out. So bringing that ball back. So we want to make sure, now this is a little bit too big. This is too big. But with your hands, so we want to have a nice roundness here, right? So our arms shouldn't be straight out in front, but we want to create a nice circle. And then likewise, since the ball is here, we have another circle as well. That should be through here, through the groin, through the legs. Like I said, this is a little bit too big, but we can see if we were into a little bit lower of a horse, more of a horse stance, which we don't need to be in at this moment, but you can see how there's a curve here. So we have actually 3 curves. One curve here, one curve here, and then one not so obvious, just through the, I guess you can, the back shouldn't be too curved, but there's a gentle suction, if you will, through the front. So not your back, everything is not terribly straight. There's a spreading of your shoulder blades. But either way, so this is our basic structure for our Zanzhuang standing meditation. All right, so let's bring our arms down, take a deep breath in. All right, so move around just for a quick second, and then let's check the time. So it's 5:48. All right, so then let's try to get into the posture and then stand for 10 minutes. All right. So, if you're ready, then we can make this into a full exercise by starting with your feet together. Then you can sinking down, bend your knees, and I'm going to step out with my left foot. So just as we would begin a Tai Chi routine or a Qigong routine. Then take a deep breath in, raise your arms up. And then exhale, settling down into that posture. All right, and then from here, basically, we're just going to stand and be still. You can focus on your breath as you inhale, filling up your lower abdomen. As your lower abdomen begins to expand forwards, notice it expanding out to the sides, and then eventually to the back. All right, exhale. All right, and so just bring your awareness and focus on your breathing. You can keep your eyes open and looking out into the distance and listening to any sounds that are coming from behind you. It's one way to balance front and back. But you can also gently close your eyes or have a light gaze about 45 degrees downwards, out in front of you. All right, but so important thing is as we're standing, that everything remains open, your joints open and alive and attentive. right? That as you stand, and even though as relaxation and some tension begins to melt away, we still shouldn't compromise our structure and become like, I don't know, like this. Like your wrist shouldn't start to fall over, right? We should still remain very much in an attentive posture. Right? But things shouldn't be stiff. If you find that you're becoming stiff in your shoulders, your neck, your back, it's okay to just make a small adjustment, make some micro adjustments, make a little movement as necessary, and then settle back down. And you don't want to be fidgeting the whole time, but that's just if you notice some discomfort and you need to make a little movement. But even if before you get to that point, if you have a little discomfort, say in your shoulder, your upper traps, try breathing into that area. So as you, on your next inhalation, focus on that area of discomfort and take a deep breath in. Right, and then as you exhale, right, just focus on releasing that tension, allowing it to just melt away. But particularly the upper traps and the shoulders, if you do feel some tightness or discomfort, also check your elbows. Make sure that your elbows aren't slowly like floating upwards. Because the more out and up your elbows go, the more your traps in your upper back, it's going to start to be engaged. So keep shoulders heavy, elbows heavy, and the shoulders will stay down. So the body should be nice and straight, as if being suspended from the crown of your head, so like a marionette. So everything's suspended from above by strings, the crown of the head, as the spine drops down towards the ground. You have a string attached to your index finger, one to your wrist, allowing just enough tension to keep your hands up, but the elbows heavy, dropping down. Right, and so as our just getting into standing, main focus, one just being still, another just releasing tension in the body. So using your breath, as you feel tension starting to build, we exhale, and then as you exhale, allowing that tension to sink. And release. And as tension releases, you can feel your feet becoming heavier onto the ground, and your upper body becoming a little bit lighter. Allowing our center of gravity to also drop lower. Allowing your breath to sink lower. All right, and then once you're ready to close, we can take a deep breath in. Gently feeling the body expanding out, and then exhale, bringing your arms down. And then palms facing up, take a deep breath in. Palms facing down, exhale. As you sink down. Right, hands at your side, and then shift your weight to the right. Empty out the left. Right, and then we can bring the left leg back next to the right. Go ahead and rub your hands together. And you can rub your waist. And actually just a little nice rubbing of your whole body, just to kind of bring the awareness back. Head down your back of your legs, up the insides. Yep. There we go. So, what time is it? Maybe it wasn't quite 10 minutes. I got to set a timer here. Just about 10 minutes, yeah. So starting January, we'll keep the live classes open on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but Monday we'll have our warm-ups Monday through Friday, but then Monday will be for our Zoom class, and then Thursday and Friday is going to be for Zoom class as well. So if you'd like to participate so we can communicate back and forth, check on your practice, then you can check out the link in the bio, and happy to have you join with us. But otherwise, see you for the warm-ups. And Carlos, you can hang out for a second, and then see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day. Back to work.